Xwm, you want to take over?
Sure. So this
Christina,
is...
Jessica, please stand by for a call from the President of the United States.
Where's my camera?
I guess it's over to you at this point. Sir,
Where's my camera? You tell me. Got a lot of cameras.
it is. It's an exciting day.
It
the
is.
first all-women spacewalk underway right now. They're doing very important work. Just so everybody knows, this is a short window for the downlink, and also they've got very busy work to do. They're on the outside of the station, but what a big day. We're thrilled to be here, Mr. President. It's over to you for communicating with them.
Well, I'm thrilled also, and if they're ready, I'm ready.
Okay.
Can we confirm that the link is live?
So the link is live. The link is live. They are listening. They're on the outside of the space station.
Station, this is President Donald Trump. Do you hear me?
We can hear you.
That's great. That's great. I was starting to get worried about you. You're in an interesting place. I thought we may have to be a little emergency work. I don't think that'll ever be necessary with you. The job that you do is incredible. And I'm here with Vice President Mike Pence, NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine, and my daughter Ivanka. We're thrilled to be speaking live with two brave American astronauts who are making history, joining us during their spacewalk outside the International Space Station. And this is the first time for a woman outside of the space station. Our flight engineers, Christina Cook and flight engineer Jessica Meir. And I just want to congratulate you. What you do is incredible. You're very brave people. I don't think I want to do it. I must tell you that. But you are amazing people. They're conducting the first ever female spacewalk to replace an exterior part of the space station. They're doing some work, and they're doing it in a very high altitude, an altitude that very few people will ever see. Congratulations, Christina and Jessica, on this historic event. This is truly historic, and you're right now on television all over the world, so don't get nervous. I'd like to ask you a question. What would you like to tell everyone listening and watching today, especially young women who are interested in space?
There's about a 4 or 5 second delay.
Ah, okay.
Oh, thank you. First of all, we don't want to take too much credit because there have been many other female spacewalkers before us. This is just the first time that there have been two women outside at the same time. And it's really interesting for us. We've talked a lot about it up here. You know, for us, this is really just us doing our job. It's something we've been training for 6 years and preparing for. And so it didn't really, for us, it's just coming out here and doing our job today. And we were the crew that was tasked with this assignment. At the same time, we recognize that it is a historic achievement. And we do, of course, want to give credit to all of those that came before us. There has been a long line of female scientists, explorers, engineers, and astronauts, and we have followed in their footsteps to get us where we are today. We hope that we can provide an inspiration to everybody, not only women, but to everybody that has a dream, that has a big dream, and that is willing to work hard to make that dream come true. Something that all of us that have made our way up here have done all throughout our lives. And I can tell you, the hard work certainly did pay off. I've only been up here a few weeks, actually, about 3 weeks I've been in space, and this is my first flight and my very first spacewalk. So it is a pretty incredible feeling, I'm sure you can all imagine, and it's one that I will never forget. I'm extremely fortunate to be sharing this moment with Christina Cook, who is not only my colleague, but also a very, very close and dear friend. So it's really our honor to be out here working today and to be representing whatever it is that's significant to whatever individual's desires and hearts. Thank you.
Well, Christina and Jessica, I would like to, if I could, Just thank you, Jessica. I know that you've been doing this and you've been working hard. And Christine, I've studied your resume. It's really incredible what you've done, what you've both done. Your lives have been incredible. And now you're in a place that, as I said, very few people will ever get that experience. You're doing an incredible job. This is a first step because we're going to the moon and then we're going to Mars. We're launching from the moon, most likely. They seem to think that's the best way of doing it, Jim. So we're launching from the moon, and I just want to congratulate you both. You're very brave, brilliant women, and you represent this country so well. And our country is very proud of you, and we are very proud of you. Millions and millions of people are watching you right now, but I will tell you what you do is really something very special. So first the moon, and then we go to Mars. Thank you both very much. Have a good time.
trong trường hợp này chỉ nhớ là cụ thể là cái như rồi này sẽ được họ xóa sự toàn thế này cho nên một sĩ thà hay cho trâu sa State Department là sĩ tao lại bị cho đối象là chỉ phụ thuộc đối象ở phải có trâu là một thà cho trâu cho email là do hay cho private email Hillary Clinton thầu nữ sơ chế nữ do từ Secretary of State đó hay cho email bé chia khỏi email tao sa tao the Clinton nằm một trâu sa này nó State Department investigation trâu sa FBI đó là một sự hay cho rồi khăn đóแต่ฉันเอาhay cho hay để sa investigation แล้วเราmột thà tía là một trâu liên không nó là hay cho email đó này chị hay khi rồi sẽ đợi hay tía trâu liên không nó đợi sa security risk khó sẽ đợi tao sai cho email nó mà họ chẳng chẳng chấp lợi này chị cho email nó hay cho rồi khó xa thiết khó nè nó chú cho email nó gà cho Clinton thầu nữ sở chế cho sa State Department đó thông tới nó chỉ do ý khó là sắp bao nữa hay tiền do cho tín hiệu của lựa cho Hillary Clinton thiết hay cho sa nè nó cho nữ tụ khen kia hay cho sa hay tiền cho email đó nè bố muốn nên gà tàu bố nên mất chú tàu bố do ý khó hay cho sa và security lapse rồi do potential mua tới mình ý trả năng hợp chú tàu này cho email đó cho là một si là một trâu sa tới cho mấy cả nóแต่สิเจอเลยคันđó lớn cho tôi chỉ chống tụi tin năng thả cho ý bộ tàu tụi tin năng lớn trở cá cho sa investigation lớn bỏ tàu thì tạiสิnó muốn cho lý bé cho gì tụi cho tin năng không lựa cho này nó Hillary Clinton là cá tàu thì bé cho gì tụi tin năng nó tê rậu là do tàu ma trâu sa hay tiền ý khó gì là một trâu lớn tạiสิlà một hay tiền này nó khó gì đó nè bùi do hay tiền lợi yên bao lợi lợi là liên xa siเขาnói là ý khó intent là yên bao thì cho là một quả một tấm bằng chỉ rồi sát thế cho mấy cả nó hay cho rồi san tơ này chỉ tê rồi chỉ do thì là lúc họ pia do liên tơ tí khó hay tê rồi chỉ bao xứ ấy thế si tao Hillary lu và này nó computer vậy trở lạiเขาnói là rồi chỉ tao là mua hay tê bùi mua gì đâu từ từแต่si cho khó là một thả cho đâu và này nó Hillary khó và này nó cho email vàเสียตาthế là một cho đâuแต่si nó này chỉ khó investigation là một sầu lên nóเขาสอนสิ่งตอนเต้นนะเทียอีเขาสอนสืบยังในจิตตัวกงเป้จนทุกวันเสาร์ตาเนาะเทียเป้ตัวเสือเจสารละมูวันเมย์จะเป็นเรื่องของเฟรชเนาะเนาะเสด็จตัวจองแล้วเสด็จละมูจจ้องไว้เขาดีเบตย่อจะต่ออีลูวันนี้นอเชอร์ลุงแต่ยอด Saint Paul Methodist Church เนี่ยเราเป็นเรื่องของเฟรชเนาะเนาะฉันนอยอดตามทอยอเอเชียจะกงเขาดูเป้ตัวเนาะตัวไอ้เนี่ยเนาะตัวนู่นเลยเทียมั่วก่อนเนี่ยเนาะเลยเคลียร์เลยยอดตื้อเทียมั่วเลยรู้ชัวร์ละมูเช่เลยยอดเชิดเป้จะมองตัวเลยจ่าเทียจะตามทอยอเอเชียจะ community ตอนเต้นเนาะเลยยอดป้าเชิดยอดตัวตื้อใส่ตื้อละมูวัดตูเนี่ยเนาะ mayor จะเป็นเรื่องของนอนนะเจเลยยอดป้าเชิดเป้เลยจ่านั่นเนาะเจเจอเลยค่ะเนาะ prosecutor Andrew Jans จิตา the former police chiefวันนี้Jerry Dyer ที่จิตาลิงเดอร์อีทุกแคนดิเดตBrian Jefferson แล้วเป้ตัวเนาะตัวเดี๋ยวแล้วยิ่งให้ตัวอีจะรู้ยิ่งวันนี้จะลงก็เลยที่จิตาลิงเดอร์เป้ตัวเขามั่วตัวไลฟ์ตัวเขามั่วเสทีวีตัวนี้ใช้ยันนี้เขาดูจิตาเต้นตัวที่นั่นหรอวันนี้ไม่มาเขาจะรักดูเรามาตอนเต้นตัวจิวลิจ่าแต่ชีวันนี้Jans ที่ Dyer ก็ยิ่งชิถามมั่วอย่างก็เลยที่ให้จอดตัวชาให้เตียงก็อย่าอ้อตัวที่นั่งตัวเขาเหลือตัว not chữ là yang government để những sĩ cho liệt bà chua chậu nà thì trong khó debate nó và liên cái sĩ thản tàu tàu xa và nó hỗ lự trong nó chữ và tàu mua từ Jefferson đó chỉ cho mua số là một cái tàu họ tôi là một sĩ số trong nó vẫn sáu ta là thiaแต่是嘛用些tàu ta là sẽ được cho sponsor cho sở chế cho Asian Pacific Islander cho công hậu là cho organization và cho được nên sẽ được thiết trú tàu là bé tôi nó tua thả là một hai cho tàu sẽ là cho ba lý giả tàu bé cho nên Asia chỉ cho linh đạo này chỉ cho nên một sai eco video thia tàu thả minh chỉ thia trú tàu sẽ được là một họ là một mua tàu xa cho là một hải lượng mẫu minh chỉ còn nếu họ tàu tàu minh chỉ thia này chỉ của cho này nó nên một sai được video tàu tàu eco interview thia chỉ ta linh đạo chỉ của họ sở sự là một sầu li nó dọn trong họ interview nó họ tranh tranh thia nên thì bao tiền nên xả một bom bả rồi từ tận đây nó cho nên nhau tàu bé luôn trong fresh đầu nó chỉ trong xe này mua này lúc xe tranh tranh là một con đồ cổ được sở sự lúc xe hàng cũng chỉ là lý tra hay sở sự cho nên cho nó
bỏ tại các tôi cho họ nói thế khi có sẽ có hỗ trợ hay cho
ok cô xem nè cô sạch va
ok chỉ nói là các tôi cho họ nói các cô bỏ thì bé cô mua bé tôi trong có mỗi tôi trong có chỉ tua có hạt xã thì tôi chỉ tua này thì đi trả nó chỉ tua
cô xã thì theo你知道包梦中了也知道包被叫那个线然后呢容就theo你这些知道cô xã的了
还是个不啥的要个只包容个也主多比较嘛
要了个看到要考这件但是嘛theo你没你考 decision 呢的你去多别的theo ý mà你xã thì去争争呢去争争了呢但是嘛的cô xã thì争争
要比啥哩个都看呢要个一度的呢你谁个只争争呢个不啥帮把都听嘛就呢
看到嘛也係你諗到估計呢也係呢度能有你需要去爭爭呢mà cô xã thì看到cô都xã bây giờ thì cô要包到你了就包就看到要考爭爭thì bây giờ tôi tin là thử có thì có bỏ thì là nó thì bắt đầuอยู่ที่ไหนพี่giờ tôi tin bỏ thìอยู่ที่tranh tranh là chỉ là nó thì chỉ bắtอยู่đó nèเขานำมาเขาcô xã đó chỉ mà nhân được sẽ đượcเขาเจ็ดสิบ
chỉ giờ lên cho các tụ khen này các tôi nhớ họ các cô bỏ lên là bế tu sĩ thả này các cô họ xã lý trả between the là ít tu này
cô bỏ thì nhớ là từ Brian Brian mà你看了了话你看了我真那个只穿路不这样这呢这种你只出么ประสบการณ์เลย experience ดาวจ้าว่าเนี่ยนะเป็นจากในเอเชียจะรองกันเลยนี่มันจีรองกันเลยเช่นให้เราจะรองกันที่จะกุศลที่กุปป้อนเนี่ยแบบมาข่าวรองกันเลยได้หาเนี่ยเลยแอนดรูมากุปป้าที่นี่ป้อนรองในเป็นจากในเอเชียแต่是这种你传到雅古巴的你只包那么这种你没去找看见好的的被梦然后呢了也被讲的也是然后呢被卡去呀卡 strain 呀的被呢这你得到让的这得让过来你一年话还我们梦还的还你 very talkative 那样还路还到绕
ok họ
Jerry mà你也可让了这主要的嘛到呀วันนี้ยัยตัวใช่ได้ยินเป้าเที่ยนี่ยัยตัวนี่เคยว่าตำรวจรอเที่ยนี่ชีพเนี่ยตำรวจรอนะเจรองก็เลยนี่หายนะเจรองก็เลยพี่จะฆ่าหายจนกู้ใช่ไหมพี่เจแต่เรารองก็เลยขนมมากุยสายแต่พี่จะกระถิ่นมองเสด็จพี่จะ这这些的被要塞了的呢，看到人家的被，但是嘛，的古堡嘛，古一堡的，你也一头让天，但是嘛，你包被蒙让了，但是嘛，考question也考的话，搞我到来知道知道了呀，也搞一头都，我里呢还到那个乡呀，人家都包被蒙，我也来知道我到了来，
ก็ภาษาแต่แต่เจอเยอะแต่เนื้อยิงเป้าไปยังมองเท่านี้เป็นตัดหรือเป็นยังมองตาจ่อตัวเลยเขากูเป้ามากูบอกแต่เจ๊ไปเจ้าจะโซโล่หล่อนี่ยิงตัดแต่是嘛เขากู知道เป้า那么谁个不เป้า啊点要领导呢自头个自个เป้า你就你弄了多么一呀对的呢我到那觉得八到ไปยังมอง了呢
ว่าแต่กูมากูจะช่วย involve ตัวเรื่องนอนดาวแต่ช่วยกูยิงเป้าอย่าร้องทั่วๆเราหมดที่เรากูยิงเป้าอย่ายิงชี้กูยิงเป้าแต่อย่ายิงใช้ไปบ้านหนึ่งจังเท่เราก็ที่อยากได้ชีเราอย่ายิงมุกงจะขนาดนี้ก็ถ้าเสียเขาแต่เทียดได้หนูนะจะก็จะต้องมึงแกจะมองดาวจ้านี่แต่ได้หนูเนี่ยตอนนี้เจ้าเขาหรือได้นะจะอยู่ที่ตัวเป้าแต่ถ้าใช่ไหมกูทราบแต่นี้มั่วเขาร้องเท่อย่าเดียวนี่เราเชื่อได้ว่าสายเรากูอยากให้เขาร้องเท่ถ้าใช่ไหม đau khó và bây giờ tàu nông thế bây giờ tàu nông có chuyện tàu nữa cần tàu chăn là tận đây mà giờ khó thì giờ nữa ô là giờ đó chỉ trong ở bên bỏ thì trong đó bên này giờ lấy tận đây là khó và nữa họ tàu này nhớ nữa họ chỉ tàu thì giờ chỉ trong này nữa ô lấy trả cái này giờ có question cũng mua nữa.
Okay. Okay. เดี๋ยว我装到呢。
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you นะ
If you are mayor of Fresno, which I know you've been a great policeman, but I am a chief, but at the same time, I want to know, for mental health issue, what is your plan in trying to help our youth? Because, you know, we present suicidal presentation in school.
Yes.
We talk to the kids, we help them out, but we can only do so much as mental health, you know.
So we
Okay, can I have her say in a moment really quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Live too.
Okay, giờ cô xã họ luôn bé tu chief na tại do nữ lụa bé tu mẹ ở nhỏ tu Fresno á, giờ lên tới na vậy nữ hiểu ở lấy giang bán đầu bé cho tuôn xài cần tới, giờ bữa hạt cho bữa sáng mental health meaning hạt bữa sáng cứ sáng cái sáng na mà sáng món chủ tê na, yêu nhau sáng nhau chủ tê, hiểu ở lấy giang bữa sáng hiểu bán đầu bé cho tuôn xài luôn, bữa sáng chủ bữa tu khen ha, giờ lên là cô xã nữ sẽ nhiều tê lấy giang cho bé.
My daughter, too, is a school teacher in Fresno Unified, so children are very near and dear to me. The one thing that we've done through our police chaplaincy, because we recognize the need to do more in terms of mental health for our youth, we have what's called a resiliency center, where we bring in counselors for our teens that come into this center to deal with some of the trauma that they're facing in their life. Some of that has to do with things that they've experienced at home, some of the things that they've perhaps experienced in their own personal life. I also have police officers in the high schools and the middle schools. They've all been trained in a number of things, but one of them is dealing with youth in crisis, so that they can reach out to the children, to be a mentor to them, to identify those youth in our schools who may be contemplating suicide. The other thing that we have done is our youth forums that I reach out to youth from the various high schools throughout Fresno. And then the last thing is I have trained all of my police officers that are uniformed officers 40 hours of crisis intervention training dealing with mental health. We're one of the only departments in the United States to do that, and it is so that we can recognize those issues that we're dealing with, not only youth but adults that are going through a mental health crisis, so we can get them the help that they need. And I have officers who co-locate and co-respond with mental health clinicians to calls today to deal with folks that are in a mental health crisis. So we're doing a lot in that arena. We recognize it, especially in the Southeast Asian community for whatever reason. That's an alternative that far too many of our youth choose is suicide. We have to do more and more and more, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Great. I want to see it happen.
Yes.
If you become mayor, I want to see that happen.
It will happen. Trust me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. I have a question for you, and this is related to farming. And I know there's a lot of Southeast Asian, especially the Asian community who live in Fresno, in the city of Fresno, and the majority of those are farmers who farm, throughout the Fresno County. And we remember that back in the mid-2000s, the Fresno city used eminent domain to took over one of the Hmong packing house, the only in Fresno, right on H Street in Tulare. And they moved to the city of Dore. And not just that the city loses taxes, but the thing is that they lose one of the packing house that distribute majority of the Hmong farmers produce throughout the United States and even to Canada. But my question to you is that if you elect the mayor of the Fresno, do you have any empowerment that can bring some of the, packing house back to the city of Fresno, so it's so easy to access to it, and also at the same time the distributions it's easy, so they can move the produce out, much easier and quick and a cheap transportation costs, those kind of things. So yeah.
So farming is near and dear to me. My family farms. My wife's family, they have a farm, Gonzalez Farms, grapes. And I understand growing up around grapes, working in agriculture, picking peaches and plums when I was a teen, the importance of agriculture to Fresno and to the Hmong community, which is why many of the Hmong relocated here in the early 80s because of our rich soil. It's important that we do everything to preserve that. Eminent domain should only be utilized as an absolute last resort on anything that happens in the sea. I can't comment. I don't know what happened on that one packing plant, but it is important that that those individuals who are in those packing houses do not lose employment, number one. And they are not displaced to the point where they have to travel so far in order to get to work. We want to take care of that right here. The other thing that we can do is with those individuals that have grown up in the farming background, perhaps to be able to transition them into another profession. But we need to do that as well. So we just can't, it's a very complicated matter, but what we cannot do is just believe that we as a city or any government can do something and impact someone's employment and their ability to provide for their family without thinking it out and working with them. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have one question for you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, my question is, I know that Gina asked you guys a question earlier regarding the landlord policy. Now, I'm a landlord.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a landlord, and my question is there anything going to help the landlord? Because I have been in a situation where I have a good tenant, but then later on, when they start paying you, they start taking out panels, they start taking this and sending to the code enforcement. And
Yes.
and I know that they did that, intentionally, but then there's nothing that could help the landlord. Is there anything to help protect the landlord?
So I'm a landlord too, and I've been subjected already to the inspection process. I've had 2 of my 5 units inspected. The laws, unfortunately, in the state of California are written to protect the tenants more than the landlords.
Right.
So in the city of Fresno, we try to work with the landlords in helping them address problem tenants. There are times when a landlord needs to evict someone, but they don't have the ability to do so. We try to give them that ability. We, whatever that is, we try to protect the landlords because, as you said, the laws are there to protect the tenants, and unfortunately not. So we're going to continue to make sure that the people who own property in our city are protected. I don't think it's a good thing that we draw a name out of a hat or a number out of a computer that says your place should be inspected and charge you $100 to do that inspection, and then have a follow-up inspection and charge you maybe another $100. It's not fair. Sorry, it's not fair to you. But we do need to take care of those landlords who are irresponsible. But you're a responsible landlord. I'm a responsible landlord. There needs to be some system in place to where we're not all treated the same. Focus on those individuals that are what they call slumlords, not on the good landlords like you.
So would that be something that if you should be a mayor, that you will be looking into it to help us landlord too?
Yeah, well, I said yesterday to the Apartment Owners Association who endorses me that we need to look at that ordinance that was created in Fresno and see how we might be able to massage that ordinance to give more protections to responsible landlords like you. Okay?
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No mic. No interview. No mic.
Okay, giờ lên nè, nếu cô nói tao của cô nông nó áp họ là lù thế là chỉ biết cô mua cho nhiệt chế là cô họ nông lù thế, cái cô chỉ mua ở chỉ biết cô tụi nhiệt chế thế chỉ chế cái cô chỉ mua lù thế, khả cô là một nông cho Andrew Jensen là cô giờ biết ít tuổi candidate thế, giờ là một trò biết sai sẽ biết bỏ giờ sai nữa thế là chỉ sai thế là chỉ không nói cô nếu cô giờ ít tuổi candidate tuổi họ nói thế chứ, cô mua lúc mai là trò này nếu mà trò này thán nè.
Okay.
And remember, we're still live, okay?
Okay, so I'm going to say in English first, and I'm also going to say it in Hmong because I want the audience to know what question I'm asking you. Okay, so my name is Myla Yang. I'm a school psychologist, and what's dear to my heart is the mental health issues with our youth. I work with elementary level, but also support the middle and high school. So I wanted to know, what is your plan for mental health issues in the city of Fresno if you become a mayor? Because that's really dear to my heart, and I want to know, especially for the Hmong community, the API community, what is it that's out there that we can, our youth can actually go there and not be afraid, not be afraid that somebody's gonna find out about me,
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna say them all first, and I'll let you answer. Cô có luôn nu cho Andrew mà yêu hạt ta ý hàng lệ của họ lựa chọn chỉ cần đầu này ạ,帮助被较多才咯，hạt chụp bớt sáng sáng chữ sẽ bớt muốn cái nhau sáng tiền đầu này chỉ có hắn nu tại do nu lúc ấy tôi mẹ nhau chụp Fresno nó na, anh nu yêu trả rồi anh nu yêu bằng họ đang chỉ lúc帮助被较多才，个不参mua cái nhau sáng不参chỉ chụp不chụp sáng，不参来有个东到，所以我luôn trả luôn nu要来nó na，没弄谁呢，แต่来讲谁不只nhau被有sai呢那。
So thank you very much for this opportunity, and the mental health issue is so near and dear to my heart as well. As you probably know, my wife is a marriage and family therapist, and so she handles many clients who are in certain predicaments that require extensive mental health treatment, and so she specializes in trauma and things like that, and so that is something that she constantly reminds me every day to make sure that I include in the platform and my vision for the city of Fresno. And it's just so important that we make sure that we have a city that works in tandem with the school board, and in addition, county resources to make sure that we have the ability for these students to continue to have access. Many of these students now have access through healthcare plans, and so it's very important to me to make sure that healthcare is protected, because now when we're talking about healthcare, we're not only talking about physical health, we're also talking about mental health. And so many of the clients that she sees are through Medi-Cal, Medicare, and that sort of thing. And so when you have clients that are that have access to those types of services, I think that is key. But you also touched on a very important point as well, is the stigma that is associated with going to see a therapist. And I think that we've done, amazing work within just the last 10 or so years to normalize going to therapy, reminding kids that, if you take care of your mind, you're also taking care of your body. It's the same thing. And to some extent, if you don't take care of your mental health, you're not taking care of the rest of your body either. And so for me, it's a priority, absolutely. And so I'm going to make sure that there are funds in the city budget to make sure that we support some of these school initiatives, making sure that kids can get therapy in school, but then also outside of school if they don't want to receive it in the schools for privacy reasons, that sort of thing. And so I'm a big supporter. I want to make sure that we do this. And if we do it right, we can begin to, I think, address some of the long-term issues in terms of drug addiction, depression, and all of the things that we're seeing afflicting sort of our younger generation, the millennials, and that sort of thing. And so long-term, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, that sort of thing, we can address all of it if we spend just a little bit of money here in the short end. So that's what I want to do.
Great. Let's see that happen.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question for you. And this question is related to agriculture.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. I think it's very important that, thank you for running as a mayor. And the question I can ask you is that, as you probably know, and as many of us, we know that, there's been a large population of Asian, API who live in Fresno, in the city of Fresno, but farm throughout the Fresno County.
Yep.
And especially one of the group is the Southeast Asian farming community, who have over thousands of families who their bread and butter mainly depend on their farm. And the question I can ask you is that back in mid-2000, and the city of Fresno used eminent domain to took our one of the Southeast Asian packing house, who locates right on Tulare and H Street, and they relocate to Delray City, and not just that the city lost task on that, but also because of that particular packing house is easy access to other producers who can distribute their produces throughout the United States and to make a living out of that. And but the city use eminent domain to took over that, and they have no choice. So now, to relocate to a location that it's very difficult to, get into.
Absolutely.
So my question is that if you become a mayor of this city of Fresno, what would you have any empowerment to encourage and bring back those packing houses into the city that is easy access and easy to distribute out,
So let me start out by saying that ag and farming is personally important to me. As I'd mentioned, my family goes back to Thailand, and I come from a family of rice farmers, and so my family still has a lot of farmland in Thailand to this day. And so that's something that's near and dear to my heart as well, making sure that, especially amongst the API community, that we're all supported and making sure that our lands are protected, our properties are protected. And so I can tell you, as an API candidate and as the future mayor of Fresno, I will do everything in my power to make sure that we bring back some of the things that were lost in terms of the warehouses that you're talking about. And I think that there's a positive, net positive benefit there too, because then you're creating jobs and we're creating tax dollars. And so I think that's very important. I think that eminent domain should be used as rarely as possible, especially in terms of talking about taking land away from people that are doing productive things with that land, that property. And so I would never take away someone's land without first making sure I know all of the angles to the story. And so for me, it's important that we protect private property. I support that. But, and since we're on the topic of agriculture, I think it's important for your listeners to know as well that I think that there are some very damaging policies that are coming out of the Trump administration. There are policies that are affecting our farmers here negatively. Talking about the tariff war and trade war in China, we have farmers, many in the API community, that are losing out on millions and millions of dollars worth of profits, not being able to have these markets in China that they've worked to develop for so many years to sell their products. And so the question needs to be asked, where do the candidates in this race stand in terms of Donald Trump's, I think, divisive and destructive policies for the city of Fresno? And so I'm going to go out there and continue to be very upfront and honest with the voters that I don't support Donald Trump. I think that he has done very bad things for our local economy, especially in the area around ag. And so I'm going to continue to call attention to that issue as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I know that earlier the question regarding the landlord and also, on the rental property.
Yeah.
But my question for you is, I am a landlord, and I see that this issue is basically more of the programs of protecting the tenant.
Yep.
If you were elected as a mayor, is there anything that you would do to also help on the landlord side? Because as we can see, sometimes tenants take advantage of your property and all that. And I've been taking advantage a lot of time, and I feel like, wow, everything just for the tenant, but nothing to help as a landlord.
Yep. Yeah, let me, I'm glad you asked this question, because this is something that I've been focusing on in the last couple of months, and going out there making sure I talk to landlords. I think part of the problem is that there were a few landlords that were categorized as slumlords that were doing very bad things for tenants, right? And so that sort of garnered all the media attention, right? And so everyone paid attention to that, and all of the good people sort of got lumped into the same conversation, right? And so we had things like SB 1482, which I think, like you said, did a lot of things for tenants, but very little for landlords. And so I think moving forward, I think we need to support certain initiatives statewide that, like you said, we've done a lot on the tenant side of things. Now I think it's time to do things on the supply side. And part of my plan is to make sure that we have more affordable housing in Fresno, but we can only do that if we support our landlords. And the way we do that is by supporting SB 50. It's a bipartisan piece of legislation that is supported by landlords, it's supported by Democrats, it's supported by many mayors in the city or in the state of California. That's something that I'm getting behind. And what it does is focus on the supply side of things, which I think is where we need to go. We spend a lot of time on the tenant side, tenant rights, and that sort of thing. I think that we've done what we've done there, but I think now, I think you're right, we need to refocus on creating more supply. And so that's why I'm supporting that. I think that there's a lot of good things in that piece of legislation legislation in terms of tax credits and grants and things that go to landlords. I think that there's going to also be protections, and I think there were some amendments in 1482 as well that I think protected landlords in terms of being able to get rid of folks that aren't taking care of your property, folks that are listening to the ordinances and that sort of thing. And so, moving forward for me is to partner with statewide lawmakers. They're our partners, and those are the people that are making the laws that affect us here in the city of Fresno. I want to make sure that we protect our tenants, but at the same time, I don't want to go so far overboard that we're not creating more supply. And so for me, I'm a student of economics. I have a degree in economics. Anytime you have a shortage, like right now, we have a housing shortage. Anytime you have a shortage and you put in an artificial price cap, it doesn't give you the incentive to go out there and create more building opportunities. It doesn't. And so I think we should, to some extent, especially here in the city of Fresno, let the markets sort of dictate where the pricing and things should go. And so, moving forward, I think that we need to have a focus on supply side.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
On that. So we're looking forward to see you more in our own community.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. So thank you for coming.
Pleasure.
Okay. Let me give you also my business card too.
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Chỗ này cho nhớ cho tàu vào chế nè, tại vì nó là một trò bé và nó nói chỉ biết chủ là một trò lý nó xứ. Trong xe thì này cũng ha, mỗi lúc xe là một công ty không USA TV thế, mỗi tới giờ lý nó biết cũng sao cả, này tàu nó này tàu bao thế vì thế, giờ cho tin này thì chỉ biết bỏ rồi, nó mà đến đó là tới rồi sẽ là bộ môn lúc học phía trong thì là một参加bên mong nhớ rồi dễ rồi thì vì thế bây giờ mong là một nhớ rồi lúc trong Fresno nó cũng là chống cơn cầu rồi thế thì giờ thì biết là tàu là sai thì tới xứ là chỉ tàu ít thôi là một giờ chỉ ba bên là chỉ này cũng chỉ trong thế là chỉ nó là bên mong USA TV cũng trong xe thì biết cũng cho họ nó là một chỗ này cho thì này tôi chỉ tàu này tôi cũng chỉ tàu bên nhớ rồi tàu vào tàu chế này tàu sai bên thì bây giờ tôi bắt đầu nó tôi chỗ này là chủ này tàu bỏ này tàu nó cho họ nó cũngอยู่ở chỗ này cái tàu thế này chỉ tôi một bao chỉ tàu là cái này cái tàu này tên tôi tên sai thì tụi này họ bảo rong thì cả này họ xả cả bảo rong tụi đây thì là dùng một cho thì tôi tụi thơ nhớ rồi bị rong nó thì sẽ được bùi bát tàu bị làm một rong để bị chấn hình thiên nữa này chỉ trong xe thì cũng tôi họ nói thiên thì nó cũng nhận ra nhớ rồi bị mỗi USA TV